Everybody keeps asking when AGI is coming, and then right behind that question comes an even bigger one. What happens when AI moves beyond AGI and into ASI? But I think there is a better question to ask right now, not when the labels arrive, but what ordinary people can suddenly build today that they could not build 6 months ago. I'm Digital Kevin. Kevin has spent decades in enterprise IT, and his view is that the AGI conversation is useful, but only up to a point. OpenAI still defines AGI around systems that are generally smarter than humans. Its charter describes AGI as highly autonomous systems that outperform humans at most economically valuable work. And Anthropic has publicly said it expects very powerful AI systems to emerge in late 2026 or early 2027. So, no, this conversation is not fringe. It is shaping how some of the biggest companies in AI talk about mission, safety, and control. Here is the simple version. AGI usually means a system that can do a wide range of human level cognitive work across domains. Not one trick, not one benchmark, a general system. ASI is the next step in the imagination. That would mean a system that is not just generally capable, but substantially more powerful than humans across most or all important domains. Smarter, faster, more strategic, and harder to meaningfully compare to us. So the clean distinction is this. AGI is roughly human level across many kinds of work. ASI is far beyond human level in a way that changes the balance of power. But here is where I think the conversation often goes wrong. People talk about AGI like it is a light switch. One day no AGI, the next day AGI. And that is probably not how this is going to feel in real life. What it feels like right now is uneven, jagged acceleration. One model gets better at coding, another gets better at tool use, another gets better at memory, voice, or image generation. And suddenly, the average person can combine those capabilities into something that would have felt unrealistic just a few months ago. That is also why prediction talk deserves a little humility. 6 months ago, a lot of the public AI conversation was still lagging behind what builders were about to experience firsthand. The real surprise was not that some perfect AGI suddenly arrived, it was that normal people got much closer to being able to think of something in the morning and have a working prototype by lunch, a script, a landing page, a visual, a workflow, a coded tool. That shift matters more than most AGI arguments because it changes who gets to build, how fast they can move, and what counts as a small team. And this is where I think the average person should pay attention. You do not need to wait for a headline that officially declares AGI. You need to notice when the practical threshold changes, when one person can do the work of three, when a
When one
creator can
person can
become a
do the
mini
work of
studio,
three.
when a founder can
And
ship
I'll even
something in
add some sound
hours that
effects.
used to take a team and a budget. That does not mean we have AGI. And it definitely does not mean we have ASI. But it does mean the real world impact curve is already bending faster than a lot of people expected. So if you want my view, AGI is a useful term, ASI is an even bigger one. But the more grounded question right now is not, did we cross the label? It is, what can people suddenly do now that they could not do half a year ago? Because whatever we call this phase, it is already changing how software gets built, how media gets made, and how much leverage one capable person can have. And that may be the most important signal in the room. Thanks for watching. If you want, I can keep doing more of these explainers that sit just above the weekly AI headlines and focus on what is actually changing underneath them.